Chapter 10, Spatial Reasoning. So we have built up to the third dimension. Starting the class, we use Euclid's undefined terms to look at points, lines, and planes. We use those to build up to 2 dimensions with a length and a width. And we looked at perimeter and area. Now we're going to build up to the third dimension. So with length, width, and height. So there's 3 dimensions, creating 3-dimensional space. So looking at the initial definitions, try to identify how we're going to talk about these 3-dimensional objects. So got the visual over here, got the words over here. So in 3-dimensional objects, any flat surface, we call that a face. An edge would be a straight line segment. They have to be straight line segments, so they are finite. And they are where 2 faces intersect each other to create that corner of the shape. So an edge is where 2 faces intersect. Where edges intersect, those single points, call those a vertex, or plural, of course, vertices. Where those shapes intersect, where those edges intersect each other. So 2-dimensional faces intersect in a 1-dimensional edge. 1-dimensional edges intersect in a 0-dimensional vertex. So some basic 3-dimensional shapes that we have first off prisms. Which I have to think you've seen these before, so we're kind of reviewing and formalizing a lot of ideas we may and should already have. So 2 parallel, this is important, 2 parallel and congruent base faces connected by parallelograms. We have cylinders. So just take prisms, make the top and bottom circles. Now you have cylinders. All the vertical faces that connect the bases just become one wrapped rectangle or parallelogram if it's not the right cylinder. We have pyramids. So pyramids, only one base. So removing, for example, removing the top base, then all the vertical faces kind of fall in on each other, all coming up to a single point. And then cones, kind of similar. From the prism to the cylinder, pyramid, remove the base, make it a circle. You have a cone, okay? Don't want to go ahead, but here we have some pretty common types of shapes. So, triangular prism, pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism, and then pyramids. Also, can you see pyramid? There we go. So kind of pyramids, you see the top face has been removed from those. So in example 1, classify each figure. So we have the name of the figure. Then identify all the vertices. all of the edges and all of the bases. So again, just really applying the definition of these shapes and the properties of these shapes, and then identifying what you want from this three-dimensional figure. Look at both of these, then check your answer with my completed notes. So go ahead and pause the video, fill those out, check to see how you did. Now another idea we look at, the idea of a net. Now a net is a diagram of a three-dimensional object peeled apart. So every face, you peel it apart and lay it flat on a surface like a table. So this pyramid up here, kind of peel all of those vertical faces down. So you have the pentagon lying there with a triangular face coming out from each edge of it. So looking at these two shapes, if you were to fold them back up, what would you get? So here are six squares, all folded down. If you were to take this one, fold it up, all of these then fold those up, it would all come together into a prism, rectangular prism, but since all these look like squares, we can say that's a cube. For this one, kind of look at some context clues. So only one circle, and then kind of a weird looking semicircle that I got to imagine we get wrapped. But still only one circular base. There's really only one object we look at that has one circular base, a cone. For cross sections, a cross section would be if you were to take a shape and kind of slice it. So imagine you have a shape, but then you slice it with like a sword or something, and then you look at the slice you made. What kind of shape do you have as a result? So all these different objects, kind of looking at a slice, and then where that plane intersects your shape, what slice is the result of that interaction. So here we're only at the tip, at the point. Here we're going straight through the middle of that pentagonal pyramid. Here we're going straight down through a cone. So kind of think about what those would be. Check your answers with my completed notes online.